If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. And if you're looking for code cards, make sure you check out Poton Store. They have automatic email delivery and all the latest Pokemon TCG codes, and you can use Tablemon code for 5% off. If you're from Europe, mealybotsgaming.com is a great option to get your cards from. They have all sorts of sealed products, merchandise, and all the sets available from Pokemon Sun and Moon upwards, including the latest Hidden Fate set. Don't forget to use Tablemon code when checking out to get a further 5% off from your final purchase. Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Road to TCG Worlds 2020. Thank you so much for being here, Alex. Thank you so much for the kind words. We are going to be playing with the top two decks from Daytona Beach, probably two of the decks that are on everyone's minds as we head on to San Diego next weekend, which I will be attending, so I hope to see a lot of you there. Sparty Pants, he just won a BCGO tournament with the Aggro Septal deck. Finals was against Gustnack, so you were all set. There you go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, Sparty Pants, that you pulled that off. Congrats. So, we are going to be playing with GARDEON, which we are all very familiar with by now. It has been doing well since the World Championship in this new, well, I guess it's not new now. In the current standard format, we have Fairy Song attaching energy to our board, we have Kaleidostorm moving energy around, and we have Magical Miracle GX for a little extra oomph, but also so that we can get rid of our opponent's hand. Now, we do have a 1 Fossil, 1 Rare Candy, 1 OMASTAR line, where with the ability Fossil Bind, as long as you have fewer Pokemon in play than your opponent, they can't play any item cards from their hand. So a really nice way to prevent annoying Dullcell and Pidgeotix from playing their disruption cards and hopefully taking the win that way, because usually you won't have more than 2 Pokemon on your bench, whereas they need full benches basically to really work. Now we also have the Lugia GX with the Pelagic Blade and Psychic attacks, but the main reason to use Lugia is to Lost Per GX and put your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into a Lost Zone. So you want to use Lugia to Lost Zone things like the Lucaramel Metal in AEP, or a 6 energy Reshisard to prevent a Victini follow-up. There are a few things that you want to Lost Purge. That's the main use of the card. No Megalopony Jigglypuff is surprising, because sometimes you do need that extra damage output overall, but an interesting inclusion to the deck for sure. And then the rest of the deck is fairly standard from what we have seen in the past. We have the greens, the Syndicate Length, and the Coach Trainers. We have our 4 power plants. We have our Disruption and Reset Stamp. We have our Tackles to search for our Pokemon. We have our Custom Catchers and Great Catcher Pokegear. And we have the Double Fairy Charm for Mewtwo, along with a 1 of Stealthy Hood. So, let's jump into a ladder and see what we can do with this GARDEON deck, and then afterwards we're gonna play with the finalist ADP deck. So we'll see what we do. All right. So Don Van Levi is flipping, and I would assume based on the deck box that we are up against, Baby Cephalon with Pidgeotto, which will be a tough matchup, that's for sure. Why the Hood? The Stealthy Hood, it prevents Ninetales from bringing you up if you're powering up on the bench. Like, imagine if Ability Reshi goes first, and they go Welder to Reshisard and set up Vulpix, and then you go Fairy Song, and then next turn they go Welder again, bring up the GARDEON, then you are in quite a bit of trouble, right? Well, whether you go first or second, they can still do that, and then if you lose the 2 energy GARDEON, that sets you back a whole turn So it also prevents damage from Giratina, so that's kind of relevant, but I would assume it's mainly for the ability Brashizard matchup. He played against a really interesting Aggro Baby Vileplume deck, which relied on special conditions. It was very difficult. The Vileplume that you continually flip. And Vigoroth the Mighty, thank you so much for choosing to subscribe to the channel. Very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Alright, so we're gonna greens, definitely for a tackle. I'm kind of thinking another greens. We have the switch, which is awesome. We can Fairy Song. We have the power plant to deny the stadium. Yeah, I think these are our best bet right now. And then we're gonna tackle for two. For two Guardians, which we do have two prize. So the OMASTAR, the Rare Candy, the Pokegum, and the Fossil are in there. So if we have a chance, we would love to set up the Fossil, because that's really helpful to stop Fire Flints, but especially to stop Fire Crystals. Although with my opponent's current setup, it's not likely that we'll be able to use it. And also because we have the Lugia down here, that makes it more likely that my opponent, well, that's makes it more likely that my opponent will have enough Pokemon to be able to play item cards during their turn. Yeah, you want OMASTAR, that's for sure, but we start Lugia, it happens. I mean, it happens 20% of the time, right? You have 5 basic Pokemon, one of which is Lugia, so 20% of the time you'll be starting with it. All right. Okay, so we see a pass from my opponent. So what I could do, I have two options, right? I could go greens for double custom catcher, attach switch, KO the Blacephalon. That put me in a very vulnerable spot where if my opponent like recovers from that, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. I kind of don't think that's a great play right now. Hello PokeGX, thank you so much for being here. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be like, that would be very greedy. I feel that would be incredibly greedy. Kind of like another greens, and then if my opponent had a Fire Flint, he would have played it, right? Do I just go for it? No, that's super greedy. I don't mind going for this, I guess, or maybe Cynthia Caitlyn to get back greens for next turn. Yeah, I kind of like this, because if my opponent doesn't have the means to KO me, he's probably going to hide behind a Pidgey, which means I should be safe-ish. Well, but I'm gonna transfer the energies, right? Do I split my energies? I feel like I split my energies. And if I do and he doesn't KO me, then that's a bit of a waste. If I need to split them, I'm pretty sure. Like, the safe play is to split them. Is it windy where I am? You hear wind noises in the background? No, and I don't have a fan turned on or anything, so that's odd. That is odd that you hear wind noises. Does everyone hear them? Like wind? Huh. I mean, if my opponent knocks me out here, then we go greens, reset stamp, and then hope, I guess. Alright. So there we see a Heatran. Interestingly enough, we see a Lecture for a single Pidgeotto. And thank you so much for the follow, or drag. Things are looking okay, I'd say. We might just get blazered here for 40, maybe 100. Not the biggest of deals. That would be fantastic, though, for sure. Yeah, my opponent's slow start might end up costing him quite a bit. Wait, Fireball Circus for 0? So why wouldn't you Blazer? Or why wouldn't you retreat? Alright. We'll take that easy win. Maybe my opponent misplayed there, maybe, I don't know. I feel like if you're not guaranteed the KO there, you don't even bring up the Baby Blown. Because, like, at least forced me to have the custom catchers. I guess he saw me go green for green, so he knows I have custom catchers, so then he risks it. I don't know. Okay, so I would imagine this is going to be ADP, which I'm looking forward to showcase this matchup. I'm looking forward to showcase this matchup. To get a mulligan at least, might be more. Alright, now that start. Okay, so this is an interesting decision. I always tackle for a Guardy, right? But I feel like, well, I guess I always tackle for Cynthia Caitlyn as well. Never mind. Luis, muchas gracias. Aunque no vas a escuchar esto, pero muchas gracias por ver. Okay, and then we go Poke here because I try to play a different supporter like Coach Trainer. I don't mind the Coach Trainer at all. I definitely don't mind the Coach Trainer at all. Going second is actually not great because then my opponent gets an attack, gets 2 attack offs before we can attack. Don't think I need to play power plant. I think I'm gonna hold on to those. And default Splork, thank you so much for the follow. I think we hold the power plants until we can make sure that we're countering shrines and things like that I expect my opponent to be playing. So the building spite. Oh, is this Florges actually? This could be Florges. It is Florges. Okay. I thought it was like an attacking Spiritomb deck. First I thought ADP, then we saw the Spiritomb and I thought it was an attacking Spiritomb deck. But now I'm sure it's Florges based on that Stevens result and the doll. And the Elm. Elm turn 1 is a dream for that deck, but it's also the dream for us because then they're gonna fill up their bench and that means that OMASTAR is good. We haven't been able to search our deck yet for OMASTAR. Oh my gosh, he has the Vulpix. He has the Vulpix, which means Ninetales. So I guess that's how you beat Guardian. So if the OMASTAR beats Florges with Guardian, with the Alola Ninetales beats Guardian. Right, so we just need him to not have it in hand next turn, and then we can target down the Vulpix, right? That's what we need. So, I feel like I Coach Trainer? Yeah, because I really need a greens next turn. And I did not get the greens. Alright, so I'm gonna Fairy Song and then, unless I top deck greens, so I have 3 Pokegears and 4 greens that I can top deck. Unless I top deck any of them, my opponent's gonna go Stevens. Well, I guess if I find a reset stamp, that's not bad. So I have the greens top decks, but I also have finding a reset stamp of the Cynthia Caitlyn, the potential out. Sim, eu falo português. Alepe Rose, gosto muito, achei muito bom. Okay, so there's the Stevens Resolve. Definitely gonna be looking for that Ninetales. So at the very least, we need a reset stamp. If we top deck green, then that's fantastic, right? That's not very realistic. Yep. Okay, so then it comes down to, can I get double custom catcher? Can I get double custom catcher? Or a reset stamp. Like, a reset stamp allows me to stay in the game. But I got none of that. So I guess I take my prize, and then if you didn't prize the Ninetales, we lose. Because how do we get past the Ninetales? Right? How do we ever get past the Ninetales? We can't. We can't take 6 prizes anymore. I'm pretty sure we lose here. 1 greens off of the 2 ghost trainers would have been enough. Promotes the doll, not the Ninetales. Not the Vulpix, rather. So maybe he went greedy and didn't go for it this turn? Nope, there it is. I'm just gonna concede. I have no way past that. Not even gonna bother wasting our time. So that's a way to auto-beat Guardian, I guess. That's a very specific Guardian tag, which makes sense since Guardian is specifically tagging for Florges. Florges can specifically tag for Guardian. So then does Guardian start playing a non-GX fairy type attacker and the OMASTAR? Hard to say, right? Hard to say. What good fairy type attackers are there even? Let's search, right? So how could Guardian search for basic fairy types that are in standard? Alright. Oh, that are non-GXs, whatever. So, Clefairy, probably not. Cottonee, Lost March, no. Azurill, growing up, no. Love Baby, Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime, I guess, is an option. Now, you need something that deals 110 damage. 2KO that Ninetales. Yeah, there's literally nothing. Mr. Mime is your best bet. Like, that's the highest non-GX. Oh no, never mind. There's a bunch of cards. Okay, it's just I'm looking at the limitless search feature. We're up against Hitmonchan. Interesting. I mean, with this hand, we would lose to anything, right? So Mimikyu, no. Player Snubble. Ariel, Jigglypuff, Dedenne. Carbink hits for 60 damage, so you 2-shot the thing. Tabufini does 100 damage, so you're 10 short. Serenia's Prism has an ability, so that would be awful to have. Alright, so I guess I can attach and just pass. And then I guess you could use the Fairy Lele. No, not even. You can't. You don't take damage. What am I saying? Yeah, there's like no reliable way. The highest damage output is Tapu Fini doing 100. The Fairy Fini doing 100. Carbink dealing 60. Okay, so what about splashable metal types? Right? What about splashable basic metal types? Alright, so I do top deck a Ghost Trainer, thank you very much. I mean, I don't get a Pokemon to Fairy Song into, but this is something at least. Looker, interesting. Do I reset them? Sure. My opponent has way too many cards. Alright. Definitely not Celesteela. Moa. Vertana. You need colorless costs. Can you filter that actually? Okay, so metal basic attack costs. Not really. No, not really. Alright, so let me all results. So what do you use to counter that person? Alright, now it's my turn. So we're getting damaged over and over, not the biggest of deals. I do top deck this, so at least I got energy back to back to back just to start. I'm attacking one turn late, but that's fine. What does this do? Finishing combo, 6 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and greens for a tackle. And another greens, I'd say. I think that seems reasonable. I might try to set up the OMASTAR if I have the pieces, which I have the Rare Candy, the Pokemon, well that doesn't matter. The Fossils price, so never mind. That's probably not gonna be the case, and then let's just collate a storm, right? Did he actually? Oh no, he sent that guy up. Alright. So my bonus damage output is literally 40? 50? Yeah, it's 50. So that's a 6 hit KO on Guardio or Sylveon. Colorless costs Durant. Wait. Oh yeah. Beldum flips for 50. Not a lot of Pokemon have colorless cost. No, I don't think there's a way to bypass that 9, just like a reliable way. Hitmonlee attacks my bench, that's fine. Just a touch. And then Ninja Caitlyn. I'll discard the charm. I won't give up on the OMASTAR just yet. I'll take back the green. Specific search better than drawing cards. So Maluana, not bad. I think I just KO. I don't even need to move the energy, I'm pretty sure. Weapons deck, not very good. Okay, there's a fossil, that's good. We do see a Stellar Wish for a Pokegear. My opponent gonna go finishing combo. You would imagine so. Oh geez. Is that gonna do a lot? Not really. New turn board. So it's gonna do 80 to the active. Ugh. Well, that's bad. That is very bad. That is actually very bad here. Yep. Awful draws. Still not enough to get me with that guy though. Still not enough to KO me with that guy. Alright, so I'm going to transfer 3 to the bench. I didn't bench the fossil, maybe I should have. To the Caitlyn, okay, that's kind of useful. That is kind of useful. Looker, insist with the Looker. Why is Looker good in that deck? Why does my opponent play that makes Looker good? To the switch. I think the unidentified fossil will end up being my pivot if I ever find Maluana. It will simply be my pivot. Landress. Oh, the stadium. That's how he gets a knockout. Oops, so I should have just well, no, if I transfer all the energy, I would have been in a lot of trouble. Okay, so we're tied in prizes. Okay, and I top deck greens. So that's good. That's gonna do a lot. 60, 80. So I go greens for power plant plus reset stamp, I guess. Is that my best shot at surviving? I think it is. Ooh. I think that's my best shot at surviving. Yep, I think I have to. Alright, so reset stamp. Him having that dratch is really good. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose this. I mean, we also started attacking one turn too late. So if I started attacking the last turn, I would be down to 1 price right now. And then I could easily win next turn by just attacking. Right? If I had transferred all the energy to the benched person, then I could have... No, I could not have GX'd. I could GX next turn. Eliminate my opponent's hand. He's out of lookers, interesting. Alright, so 80 damage. Goes for the Lily. Pokegear. You would imagine my opponent plays Great Catcher, right? So I need to top deck Malolana or Tackle, otherwise I'm done. I'm pretty sure. That's not Malolana. So I'm gonna need a turn to wait. Alright. So if I attack, I lose. Alright, so I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. Well, I do have double attack switch. Yeah, I'll just pass. And then maybe I just lose here. Alright. Hidwinchan did it. Oh, he has linear attack, right. That does 30. There you go. I completely forgot about that. Nothing I could have done to prevent that. If I attacked, I lost. If I didn't attack, I also lost. Alright. Respect to my opponent. Respect. I thought it was not a great deck. That one turn we didn't Fairy Song, and therefore it took us 1 extra turn to attack. That was huge. Right? That was huge. My opponent timed the reset stamp perfectly, and we also drew horribly off of it, so that certainly helped. 1 Malolana heal would have been enough, probably, to take the matchup, but what are you gonna do? Maybe I should have expected the stamp and preemptively Malolana. I definitely had the chance to do so. So maybe that was my bad for not preempting the reset stamp. That's something I could have done differently and learned from. Alright. So none of that starts. And even if we whiff energy off of the Coach Trainer, that's not terrible because we have another turn to find energy. So that's really good. So let's start with a Coach Trainer. We do not whiff energy, which is great. Let's go ahead and do this. And we can't Pokegon for the fossil, so I'm pretty sure we just pass here. Reset stamping 1 mulligan card is not a big deal. This will likely be the the Silvally Quagsire deck. Well, we do get reset stamped, interestingly enough. I mean, my opponent sent me from, I believe, 8 down to 6. So I don't think that's impactful enough. But if we whiff that Pokegear, then we're in trouble. So with that Pokegear, then we are indeed in trouble. We do not, however, whiff. That's good. So what do I even need here? What do I greens for? Rare Candy OMASTAR? Nah. I mean, it's like I don't even need to play it. But do I want to? I feel like I do want to. just start getting more resources into my hand. So let's find the greens. I kind of think power plant is going to be important here, or even Faba at some point. If there's Keldeos happening. So I kind of like just having the Faba plus power plant combo already in my hand. I think that's pretty solid. Because my opponent's down 1 reset stamp. Based on what I know about that deck, I would imagine there won't be a second one. So our hand should be safe. We'll see though. We will find out. So we see the Professor Oak setup finally for my opponent. I would expect to see a Whooper, a Keldeo, and a type Null. There we go. Fairly straightforward-ish, and then it's a pass. That's definitely one thing I don't like about that deck. Alright, so what item cards does that deck play that could be relevant? Not too many. I like going greens and Coach Trainer here. Well, I could just target down the Whooper actually. That might be better. I just go after the Whooper. I kind of like that actually. It leaves me with a dead hand, but what's my opponent even threatening me with? Silvally? Not a big deal. Yeah, I'm gonna be greedy into that. I am indeed going to be greedy into that. Try to get that guy down. And then I'll go ahead and Kaleida Storm with the knockouts. Not gonna move the energies. I might end up GXing next turn. I get an energy, so maybe I should have moved them. Like Faba Power Plant in case of a swell would have been insane here. Cynthia Caitlyn, that's fine. Gets back the Oaks. No, the Cynthia, right? Discord's Quagsire. So this is just trying to buy time. And if no swell, I don't even have to use the Faba, so that's just fantastic. If I could take away the hand though, that would have been much better. So maybe I should have just transferred everything. But I had no way of knowing that I was going to get an energy off of my prizes. Could have anticipated it maybe a little, but that was still really hard to determine. Alright. Very nice top deck. A tag switch would have been insane here. I mean, well, my opponent has this guy and the Marshadow, so removing the hand is not going to be impactful at all, right? So I just GX here, correct? I should be attaching these things, I guess, just to thin. Don't mind benching the fossil. Let's go Magical Miracle. No way of knowing I was gonna top deck the Ghost Trainer or get a fairy up of my prizes. So I could have set my opponent down to 0 with a power plant, but then he goes Marshadow, draw 5. So it wasn't that big a deal. Wasn't that big a deal. There's a Marshadow being utilized. Now the next power plant, that might be good enough to stick. And we can set up the OMASTAR 2 next turn. I haven't discarded Great Catcher and Piplup Blastoise. He's probably just giving up on the Quagsire option right now. But yeah, the Silvalis are definitely not very threatening at all. The 4th type Null goes down. I think that's a mistake because then I might just like at some point KO that and then KO one of these guys. I don't have a big hitter, so that's annoying. I will, however, greens for tackle and greens. And I have a power plant already. So I'm gonna play down the power plant and then I'm gonna tackle. The 2 Malolanas just tell my opponent, yeah, that damage is just not gonna stick. And then I wanna switch. I could set up the OMASTAR because my opponent finished that guy. So do I do it just for like cool points? Sure, let's do it. Why not? Let's do it for the cool points. Let's evolve into the OMASTAR. And no items for my opponent, and then we'll go Kaleidostorm. I don't want items you want to play, but alright. I guess I won't be needing the Fava, or it doesn't look like I'll be needing the Fava anytime soon. Malolana. So we go into this Malolana war-ish. Oak setup and Ditto. Go down to the other Silvally. Is it Silvally or Silvally? I've never known which one it is. I actually have no clue which one it is. I've never known. Alright. So we get damaged. I don't need another energy, I don't think. Play Malolana. The tag switch and the spinner. And then I go bench this guy, this gal. Nah, not right now. I'll do it next turn. Play the storm. I'll leave the energies there. Yeah, I shouldn't be threatened, right? How could my opponent increase his damage output? He can't. Pretty sure he can't. Alright. Okay, so did have Cynthium. Power plant still in play. Alright, so I'm thinking Malolana, the coach trainer, and the switch. Not super happy about the switch. I want to like keep the Fava just to make sure I can attack Keldeo easily. And then I need my custom catcher to win next turn. Like by taking this knockout with this bench, I was going to give my opponent items anyway, so might as well. Now I need my custom catcher off of this to have the win. Right? The Swift 2, all good, thank you so much. How is it going for you? How are you doing? Nope, custom catcher is my last prize card. Custom catcher is indeed my last prize card. It would be GG PokeGX if my last prize card was not custom catcher, because I saw I had 3 only earlier, so it's not GG yet because my last prize card is custom catcher. Still gonna have to KO something else. Okay, so there's a chaotic fill finally, so a Keldeo comeback is possible, I guess, technically. I do have my great catcher, so if I damage this guy and it doesn't get healed, then that's okay. I am a little wary of reset stamp, I guess. 2 switches down, 2 Malolanas down. I can't syndicate in a Malolana though, that would be fairly good, I would imagine. Yeah. Great catcher. Guardian. That's fair. I still have tag switch as well. So this isn't terrible. Oh, I can't green, so never mind, it is terrible. It is pretty terrible. Getting rid of the switch is now gonna be very costly here. I'm gonna keep Lugia just in case I find an opportunity to use it. I'll grab the Malolana to prevent this sort of situation. And I pass. So sure, my opponent takes 3 prizes. That's not the biggest of deals. Thank you, the Swift too. It was actually back-to-back wins. That was really cool. It was actually 2 wins with Mali. Okay, so my opponent just red-blued for nothing. Discarding Pokemon Water. That way he could disc reload for 5. We get resist down to 1. Alright, so if my opponent's gonna make a comeback, it's now or never. A Quagsire into Keldeo would be very, very problematic. A Quagsire into a Keldeo would be very, very problematic indeed. I forget that you can greens when you set up the OMASTAR. Storm. Like, I might actually just retreat into the OMASTAR at some point and let that go down and then use my greens. My opponent did have the second Recess down, which I didn't expect him to have. There's the Keldeo. There's the energy to the Keldeo. My opponent needs a Quagsire in order to power it up and start pressuring me with that. So my opponent play a second Great Catcher. Well, he's down 2, so my opponent play a third Great Catcher. Thank you so much for follow, Harpex Star. Thank you for being here. How are you doing? Alright. So, do I just attack here? My opponent can't KO me. I should attach though, I guess, somewhere. So I'm gonna... No, wait. No, I don't think I'm just gonna be patient here. You can have my OMASTAR. He can't KO my OMASTAR, which is pretty funny. Does he have a way to attack the bench? That would be bad. Well, he had the Fion, but he discarded it. Fion would have been very problematic here. Hello, Unicorn Paladin. Thank you so much for being here. And this is to, yeah, I mean, Michael has been doing really well with... he has been doing really well with Malamar since the start of the season, right? So... no surprise that he did well again. It did seem like Malamar made a big comeback this weekend though. Like a lot of people played it. A lot of people did well with it at the regional. So yeah, I mean, my opponent might have known about the plan to reactivate my greens, but I don't think he had a way to do anything about it. So now I can finally greens for the Great Catcher. And then I knock that guy out and then I win. Phew, that was close though. That was way, way closer than I expected it to be. And we are about to get my custom catcher of the prize cards. There we go. We did that a little bit earlier, although with the Recess stamp it wouldn't have mattered. Right? It actually would not have mattered. Alright, so Guardian's pretty good. Obviously, it just won. The list is pretty nice. It has a lot of outs. It can recover. Need to remember that you can't greens when there's an OMASTAR in play. But other than that, it's a very straightforward deck. So I do expect this deck to show up in San Diego, but I also expect Fire to show up again because ADP and Guardian both have tough matchups against abilities art. So the Guardian could be a difficult gonna have a difficult time if you end up going against a lot of those welder-based decks, like Ability Reshi or Baby Plants. So yeah, that will be all for Guardian. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps out the channel. And if you are live with me on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I will be right back in just a second after this commercial break with the finalist ADP deck by Sander Pero.